fierce protector. Thank you for remembering that. Was that Abnas? Thank you, Abnas.
Yes, Nancy.
Thank you for that. Mars, and today we're going to look at the Mahavidya, the technology for how to connect to this Mars, to this fierce protective energy, this fierce energy that translates thoughts and ideas into action, uh, into sports. The energy that you have to go into sports is also, or war is Mars, and we all have to fight these battles. And Mars gives you a lot of courage. It gives you a lot of strength. It gives you, that Rajputs were very famous for, like, even when their head is cut off, the body will continue fighting. That is a Mars thing. And there is Mars, every vidya, right? Every field of study can have, because it's energy, and uh, it can have a positive and negative connotation. This Mars energy, it can also lead to endless fights and conflicts, and that, but it can also, it is the energy that is fiercely protective, that saves, that defends, that attacks when needed, right? Even when a surgeon is removing the cancerous cells, that is also Mars. That knife, whether you use it to kill someone or you use it for surgery, that is the Mars energy. And without Mars, without this energy of Ma Bhairavi, we would all be literally weaklings. Maya Angelou, who was actually Oprah's guru, she always said that, without courage, you cannot practice any virtue fully. Let's say your virtue is you are a very authentic person, right? Do you know how much courage you will need to do that in certain situations to be authentic? If you are like, I am a trustworthy person, like, it requires so much courage in some times to be trustworthy, because uh, you have to act accordingly, and that requires you to ruffle a lot of feathers, to be very uncomfortable, to be at the receiving end of uh, uh, of things, if what you are standing for is not popular, to fight for justice. Like, you may have this idea that I am a very just person, but to fight of justice you need courage. That courage is also Ma Bhairavi. She gives you that courage. um, Shiva, your inputs on Ma Bhairavi and on Mars, or this Mahavidya of today?
Yeah, even take the virtue of love. You cannot love without courage.
Yes, 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 yes.
If we don't have courage, we will make choices that are more comfortable to us.
Yes. We will give up also very
And not in tune with your virtues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will give up easily. We will not take that extra mile. We will not take that extra step. And you can have all the good intentions in the world, but if you don't have the energy or the courage, nothing is going to come out of them. It's going to stay here. It's not going to come out. So and today is also
So
the
let's
day we
ask
welcome.
here, how many of us have an issue with the fear?
Yeah.
And what kind of fears we have?
Even to face our fears, to be able to see our fears, to see our shadow side, even that requires courage. Forget fighting, forget like working on them, but even to see them, you know like like, what do ostriches do when they face something that is too difficult for them? They bury their head, right? That is the reverse of Mars energy. the courage to stand with your convictions, the courage to fight for your truth. And today we will access that energy. We all need it. We will access that energy. Shivu, are we taking up any today? Does anyone have a question today? So today, some of the questions we have is that, we're going to look at, do we have any grudges in the ecosystem? Do we have a lot of competition in our ecosystem? Is there jealousy? Is there fear? Are we feeling like a puppet that you have to follow? Your boss is setting down the rules and you're just following. You have to follow it, otherwise there is so much friction. Or at home, you just have to agree with everything because it just takes so much energy to fight for all that. Do you sometimes
Happening in ecosystem which are disturbing?
Yeah.
For example, drug peddling, you suspect there is drug peddling going on in your neighborhood, or you suspect that doctors are taking you for a ride, right? Or school is taking you for a ride.
Yes. And also, Shiva, one more question for today. Yes, Lata, go ahead.
I had this, just came up as you were speaking when you said, the courage to even go beyond the fear. You see, beyond the fear to see our shadow self. I just wanted to know how, see, as once we acknowledge that we have the shadow self, or we know we have the fears, and we also know what is the truth. How does this introspection, what is the process of introspection that we become aware and we can enhance the courage which is there inherent in us? Do you believe that we have that courage somewhere hidden? All of us? We are blessed by at some point.
We do have the courage, but the thing what we happen now, that we are souls who have an infinite presence taking birth in a human body. So we are limited by that. We are limited by karma. And what happens when we feel fear? We are either going to freeze, right? We are going to the fright, flight, freeze, or fawn over the person whose orders we have. So we have all these are our survival responses. So when we connect to a vibrational field that is much bigger than us,
Okay.
that is a source of courage. That is like, I feel that Ma Bhairavi, when you feel her vibrational field, there is the presence of all the warriors. There is presence of Guru Gobind. If you have connected with him, like Shiva connects a lot with Guru Gobind, I connect a lot with Shivaji. So they are vibrational fields. Like I connect with Maya Angelou. Whoever, those vibrational fields are available to you because instead of, it is like the human body can produce energy, but we still plug in, no, our charger, our phone every day. We plug in into the socket. So this is what we are doing. We are plugging into Ma Bhairavi.
Okay.
So,
Thank you
Mansi,
so
can we begin by becoming aware what is our fear? Can I invite everyone to type what is your worst fear, or what are your 3 worst fears? Let us first become aware. That is a step 1.
Okay, let's write, Shivo. Let's go ahead and write it down. Because, when you write, actually, you might be even expressing someone else's fear. And it takes a lot of courage to even write down your fears. To share that, it takes a lot of courage. So I invite everyone to write that. Oh, Shivo's fear is, am I hurting someone? Um, Rajat says fear of snakes, flying on a plane, fear of losing. Yes, fear of losing, actually. Thank you, Rajat, for bringing that up. I think that is a big fear. In fact, when I used to do this program called, we used to do this program called Kids, Quanto Kids and Heroes program for kids, the biggest fear that they had was losing their parents. The number one fear that is there in kids. Abnaz is like my daughter's future. Lalit is like abandonment by love, by one's loved. Yes, very true. Not having financial security and aging, yes. Lata is fear for displeasing people, yeah. It's overwhelming emotions that freeze, yes. Okay, great. So then if you're conscious, you can take a stand even if she is alone. Yes, that is huge. Fear of street dogs and snakes, okay, Shivo. Fear of getting exposed. Like, what do you mean, Poonam? Fear of getting exposed means what exposed? Pranam, Deepak, Anjuji. Fear of drowning. Uh, Poonam, you want to share about what fear of getting exposed? Which one? Yeah, fear of not able to come with expectations. Thank you, Shobhaji. Very true. Financial security, insecurity, the later part. Yes, we are all, yeah, I think we are all thinking about how it's going to be. Lata, fear of drowning in water. Okay, your dark side. Okay. Okay. Yes, Shiva. Comments?
Basically, if you see every fear, I would say comes from the fear of death.
Yeah.
Just look into that. It could be the death of your body or death of your ego.
Death of ego. Yes, so all the fear of drowning, fear of snakes, and all that I can see that is there. But Shiva, how about
When we have an identity, no, we want to protect it. If my identity is that I'm a good person in the eyes of others, and I want to protect, and that's my ego, right? So that is a fear of losing that ego.
Yeah, fear of rejection. Yes, big one. Uh, yes, Rajesh, it's a very big one for a lot of us. Losing the ecosystem that we hold dear. How would we lose the ecosystem, Rajesh? Like, do you mean something happens, some conflict happens, and you feel like losing, or you feel that uh, they will abandon you? Is that what you're feeling? Is that what is a fear? Yeah. Okay. Even in nature, right? It is the saddest thing, Shivu. Like, you see the lion prides, and when the male in the pride gets old, because there's only one male, there are many females, and the females, it's a matriarchal system. So the male has to leave when another male comes and he is more powerful. And this lonely male lion, it is very pitiable. He has to leave that ecosystem, and he is by himself. And now he's old, and it's really sad. Uh, uh, yeah, I think sometimes the measure of how civilized a society is depends on uh, how we, what is our, how we think about an aging population, you know, or a population that is not powerful. What is our, that tells us our character actually. Because वो क्या बोलते हैं ना, उठते सूरज को सब सलाम करते हैं. But how are we when? Fear of health, yes. Shivu, what about impulsiveness? Is that also this Bhairavi where you just say what's on your mind without thinking? Because this happens to me. Like, I will feel something, and
So
that is only one
impulsive.
part of the whole truth.
So in one impulsiveness, what is happening is whatever is our identity that gets triggered. It's not the right response. That is
Yeah,
a response
because,
of
right. So it is not a false response.
if you would take a few deep breaths, you wouldn't make that
Yeah, you
statement.
wouldn't say that. So what I've realized in
And
impulsiveness, no,
sometimes people justify it. Sometimes people justify it by saying, "I am just speaking truth.
yeah.
I'm just
Shivu,
being
I've
honest."
thought a lot about this. I've thought a lot about this because I get impulsive, especially in the past 5 years of my life. I have gotten very impulsive. So, what I realize, no, I am saying some truth which is true to me, but I have not taken into the full truth in consideration.
Yeah.
That is what is happening. So, it is not so when I say
Also,
lie, right? Not lie. Like
in
when I will say impulsively.
we are protecting our identity. We are not creating value. Just look
Hmm.
at if by being impulsive, if you are a true soul, if you are a true self, you would your energy will be triggered for creating value, not for protecting your identity. When you say I'm speaking truth, just look at it. You are actually trying to protect your identity. It's not that you are saying the truth because you don't even know the truth. You are not even aware. You are not even open to look at the whole truth. What
Right.
you
But
think,
I'm so
what you
quickly,
think is true,
Hmm.
your own experience has told you, or your own identity has told you that this is a truth I should stick to, and that is not the whole truth.
Right.
If you speak, if you bring energy in the whole truth, it will create value for the whole ecosystem.
Does anyone have
Shivu,
this issue sometimes? Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I had something I just wanted to ask whether ये जो impulsiveness is and get reacting to something without thinking, that is also a type of protecting identity, no, reactive
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Very true.
And it
Okay.
is like survival of some identity. Like she was saying, right? It is like there is some identity that it's like a survival instinct. That's why it comes out so quick. Because our survival instincts have been developed way before our prefrontal cortex, which really does a lot of cognitive thinking. So that is a survival. So even our identity, like now that Shiva said that, I'm thinking about, because there are times, no, I will say that, no. And then when I think about it, I'm like, "No, why not? Right? So that happens to me a lot. Like, not, but it happens. Like immediately I will say, no, you don't have time for this. And then you're like, no, you actually have the time for this. Hi, Aruna
What
ji.
about,
Aparna
I
ji.
had one more extension to that. What about supposing that, in a situation where, uh, you know, it's like you have been patient for a long time, but then there is a point where you lose the patience and then you react. Is that also protecting? Because sometimes you feel that reaction is because the what you get, for what you reacted, you feel, "Arey, ye to kyun kar rahe ho?" Means, that. So then you feel
No,
justified
no,
in reacting, and actually,
Lata, we have
agar
to,
hum, sorry, sir.
there we have to even look at what is the patience actually. It's not really patience. What you are doing is something is trying to come out of you and you are controlling it. That's not patience. Right? When you are trying to, certain emotions are erupting and you are saying, no, if I say this, there will be trouble. So you are trying to control it. That's not patience. You need to observe that, control that. I'm controlling what I'm talking, right? But it's going to come out. Patience is to dissolve in that trust.
नमस्कार शिवो
Patience, namaskar ji, namaskar, Panna ji. Welcome. Patience is to know that things are happening, they are supposed to happen. So if someone, I think I was just thinking actually, मैं जब बोल रहा था अभी मैं सोच रहा था कि trying to control your own words or your own talk is not patience. And what is patience? I think patience is a wisdom that things are happening exactly they are supposed to happen. So for example, suppose somebody says something very hurtful to you. Okay. So what I've realized in my life, whoever does anything bad to anyone, this is the only way they can be. This is the only way. See, what we are, the moment we understand that this is the only way they can be, you will realize that impulse of saying something will not happen to you. 90% of that will be gone. The reason you are feeling that impulsive is because you are saying, why he's behaving like that? He shouldn't behave like that. When you say he shouldn't behave like that, that is a source of problem. Patience is to know. I'm just realizing this right now. Patience is to know life is happening exactly the way it is supposed to happen.
Life is unfolding. Yeah.
Maybe that
The
is
only way you will change it is by becoming more aware yourself. That's the only way you will change life. There's no other way.
okay. Now I
Your
got it.
boss is being your boss is being nasty because that's how he's supposed to be. Your husband is arguing, fighting because that's how he's supposed to be. The moment you understand this is how he's supposed to be, because his whole of the past experiences, whole subconscious trigger, exactly creating what is happening. All the situations right now. When you accept that things are the way they are supposed to be, suddenly you go into the origin of why it is happening. Then you have the power to change. Unless you go into the source of why somebody got angry at you, and you're saying, why are you getting angry? You shouldn't get angry, right? You are changing nothing. In fact, you are making the whole thing worse. There's nothing you are changing. Only way you can change something when you start to go deeper into why it is so, into the source of it. So, when you are becoming more clear of why the things are the way they are, okay, you are connecting source. There you can make change. There you can cause transformation.
So this transformation is basically when you're aware. So you mean the transformation happens to everybody present?
See, when you are present to the source of every event, you are seeding a transformation there. It may not become apparent to you,
Yeah,
but
got
at
it.
some point, when you need to be present, it may take 1 month, it may take 1 year. Sometimes, if it is a very deep rooted thing, it may take 5 years. And there may be a lot of leela that may play out before that happens. But it will. It will, I promise you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Shiva,
how difficult it is.
today what you gave me is an absolute pearl. Pearl ne diamond bol rahe. It's like becoming aware will be seed the transformation. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to share one more thing, that if someone is on the journey of becoming conscious, if they have recognized that pattern or block in themselves, right? What really helps is compassion. Because if that person has said something in anger, and if that person is conscious, now there is a caveat, okay? If this person is on the journey towards consciousness, then if they must have said something for 5 minutes, they are going to think about it for 5 hours. It is going to bother them that they said something like that. So I think if that person is on a journey of transformation, then really, I think that being compassionate is letting that person know what is happening. And I think is to, like a lot of times what we do, we use this phrase like, let's circle back to that in our family. That, to give that space, because, but not to people who are not conscious. Okay, in that case, you will just receive. There is no point in that. They are not. But a person who's conscious and
But
they,
Mansi, in such a case, you just observe and walk away. That's it, no?
yeah. I mean, it depends on what battle it is. If it is a
No,
battle of survival, it's a battle.
Mansi, there are people who take repeatedly for granted.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are they on the journey of consciousness? Because otherwise there's a whole different set of rules. I feel. I feel you cannot deal with a person who is just operating from superiority subconscious the same way as someone who's on a journey. They have acknowledged, because you know what? Sometimes when you acknowledge your fear and you're working on your shadow side, it actually comes up more and more because it is on the process of resolving. Right? Because life is like, okay, like you're like a student really wants to master math. The teacher is like, okay, let me give it difficult problems. But that's not a forever journey. Shivu, you have any tippani on this?
हाँ, मैं ग्रुप पे लिख रहा था तो मैं ललित का पूरा सुन नहीं पाया.
Maybe
He said that
some people,
what if the same people continue to behave the
Yeah,
same.
continue to mistake.
Yeah.
It is, see, unless they go to their origin of why they are making mistake, they will never correct it.
What about
And
the victim?
you can help them by going into their source
Yeah.
and being compassionate,
Yes.
not declaring that you are wrong,
Yes.
not declaring that you are wrong,
Shivu, but there
knowing
will
that
be
this is how it
people.
is supposed to be,
Yeah.
knowing that this is how it's supposed to be, reach the source, and when your awareness reaches that source, see, wherever the awareness will reach, it is bound to cause transformation. There is no way it will not. You're getting, Lalit. Your awareness, not
Yeah.
anger, not reaction. See, when we are reacting, the other person also want to protect, react, right?
Shivu,
So the
Yeah.
reaction,
we react because we are the victim.
no, because we react because we ourselves are insecure. No? We also feel
Right.
threatened.
Yes, yes.
So instead of reacting, if we are with life is unfolding the way it should and going into the source of why it is so. And when you reach there, that awareness itself will cause transformation. It is bound to cause transformation. It may take time for it to show up, but the transformation is seated right at that moment. Getting it?
Yeah, yeah. Very nice, Shivu.
अपर्णा जी कुछ कहिए.
Okay, another thing I've observed is that sometimes in some area of life, life has become a battlefield, okay? And then you carry that same energy because their life has become a battlefield. There is a thing for survival. But then in every other ecosystem, you bring that. So I remember when my son was in the hospital and there was a fight for survival, but I was bringing that energy everywhere because that's what was most intense. So, like, it is like that's how you are everywhere because that is so significant. And so, this is something I have observed that happens, and it shouldn't happen that way. And
Panti,
it,
sometimes, I remember this example, and it happened many times, many years back in quantum field. I don't even remember with whom it happened. But I remember that person sharing that I suspect for past 1 month, there is some drug peddling happening in my society.
a drug pending, what?
Okay? Peddling, drug peddling.
Peddling, okay.
Yeah, drug peddling is happening because some suspecting person comes and there are some youth around it. I'm very scared. We invited that person to be aware to take it in synthesis. And next week she reported it's over, it's no more happening. Can you see the magic? And I've seen that so many things, especially if something has just started to happen, which has not taken that deep root, just be aware, it will just evaporate. Okay, let's say I wouldn't say something similar. If there is a doctor who is exploiting and he is very greedy and he has been given target by the hospital and you just being aware will remove him. It may require very deep awareness into understanding the pattern of that ecosystem, that hospital, that doctor. So your awareness may not exactly work. But even there, if you are a victim, you may just realize that you have found another option. You don't have to go to that doctor.
Yeah. Oh,
That
this
is
was not
possible.
my situation. Okay, just to be clear, I had amazing doctors, so not my situation. But
No,
yeah,
I'm just, yeah.
yeah, yeah. You know, when I was watching the movie Narsimha, there was this sentence, because I would always ask that why did Holika burn? Okay, and because she was given that boon, and in that movie, I don't know if that is how it is, but they said that Holika was given a she was given that siddhi for self protection. So if someone tries to burn her, she will not burn. Okay. So I feel there are many gifts we have received that are for our survival. But sometimes, I think in Mars energy we use it, like we use it, uh, because things are not the way we want it. I feel a lot of anger comes from, there is very little anger that is really we are channeling from the universe. Most of the anger is just because it is not the way we want it. Hana Shivu? I feel that is the origin, that I want it a certain way
Yeah,
and it is
resistance
not
to life.
happening that way.
Resistance to, yeah. It is not the flow of life, but we are
Yeah,
resisting life.
yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of
Life
energy in that
is not,
resistance.
life is not happening the way we want.
Yeah.
So there is
But
anger.
there is sadness also, there is anger also. What makes anger?
So
What makes sadness?
sadness is a feminine response. Anger is a masculine response of the same thing.
And the I am hurt is also a feminine response.
Very feminine.
What is the vidya we are learning from? And I invite everyone for questions.
I think Rakhi had raised her hand, Mansi.
Okay, I missed. Please, Rakhi.
Yes.
पंकज ने भी
Pranam.
शायद हैंड रेज किया. पंकज also has raised hand.
Pankaj ji actually screen pe aaye the, so I don't know if you want to.
Oh.
Yeah, Rakhi and then Pankaj ji.
Yes. Actually, few years ago, like 3-4 years ago, when there was COVID, my father, actually, after my marriage, my father-in-law used to like me a lot, and I was his favorite. But like few years, like 4-5 years ago, he suddenly started getting angry at me and few things like after COVID and COVID, we had a great, like very big fight. And I was in my room for 1.5 months, and I used to not go in the kitchen or do any work. So like after that, my father-in-law, his attitude changed. And like a few days ago, he's like getting angry on few things like after I came from US. So I know ki like my co-sister have diverted his mind, and now she channels him, like he acts according to her only, and like she every time calls him for like tea or anything. She sends few like avla juice for you because he's a diabetic, and she always serves him. And now he's completely a like different person. He no more likes us, like me and my second co-sister, and always getting angry at us. My husband also is like little changed, but my father-in-law is like he have changed a lot. And I sometimes get angry. I sometimes is very sad. Sometimes I get hurt. So like this is the situation, I think, what we are discussing.
So there is
And
layer over layer over layer. You know? And we have to really remove layer by layer. A lot of layers. So you had a fight. You did not come out of your room, and he changed. It's not that he changed. He also got scared. What if he loses you? What if he has lost your respect for him? Right? So he went into that fear, and then from fear he found another way, escape route.
But
Right?
why did you go in fear, Shivu?
No, because she did not come out of her room for 1 month. She did not go to kitchen, and he feared. What if she stops to take care of him? What if he has lost her respect for him? Right?
I actually did, and like they were supposed to stay with us, but now they are staying with my youngest co-sister. But after that time, I'm like I stopped doing all the. I used to take care of him a lot. Like he was a diabetic person, and every time I was available for him. Now sometimes he's like taking care of us, but maximum of time, like now, he's getting angry on one or the other thing. Initially, my buasas were there. Now my co-sister is there. I think he's always diverted.
Yeah. I also think there is so much competition that happens when you are living with a huge family where, there are four bhavis in that situation. It can become a force of great strength, but uh, if people are not conscious, it is just like competition. इसने ये किया,
Hmm.
इसने system.
Now the same thing my youngest co-sister is facing, which I faced in our like when we were in a joint family. I used to like work a
You
lot.
can,
Uh,
so
now
are
she
you
is very
giving
much
her,
frustrated.
yeah, are
Sorry.
you helping her out? Are you like,
Uh, Sometimes yes, I talk to her and uh, I tell everyone like the three co-sisters, like two co-sisters and me, like this is something which is not like this is planned. So my second and the fourth one, they are always fighting now, and they used to be very good friends initially, but now the third co-sister is making conflicts between them. And I tell my youngest one, he like we have faced this and now. So she's like that time I was like I have to leave this house. And now the youngest one, she's like I cannot stay with them. My mother-in-law troubles her a lot.
I think I should think you should do Lakshmi synthesis with all the co-sisters who are ready for it.
I many a times invite them for the sessions for
Do
Ujjain
it
as well.
yourself. Do it
Okay.
yourself. घर पे ही बैठ के
हाँ.
invite them. First, you do this in yourself. जो भी ready हो कि let us
Hmm.
take every member of the family in synthesis. What can we
Yeah.
appreciate about them? What is the conflict? Feel that in psychic space. तीनों के साथ तुम तीन तो हो ना, तुम तीनों लक्ष्मी हो,
Hmm.
तुम तीनों
Hmm.
महालक्ष्मी की synthesis करो.
Okay. And that day you said na about like my youngest co-sister and my brother-in-law owns a school, like school, college, two, three schools and colleges. And she, on the day we had that Graha Pravesh, and then she brought this Saraswati. And our Panditji said ki Saraswati is not like Marwadis don't do Saraswati Puja. She said, no, we are in education field and we'll do it. And she have that Saraswati in her
Yeah, so
house.
so you know what? Sometimes even education institutes they have Saraswati, but there is Lakshmi is more the this we don't know, right? So
Dominant.
mm,
Yes.
yeah, so we can we can install that, right? We can connect more to that. शिव मुझे
So, sir, how to observe this? Like, sometimes I'm hurt, sometimes I get
मैं थोड़ा
angry.
स्माइल कर रहा
Sometimes
था.
I understand.
क्या
मुझे थोड़ा सुन के मैं थोड़ा मंद मंद मुस्कुरा रहा था कि
क्या
we Marwadis don't in Saraswati. such a
Pandit ji
typical
said कि don't like we
collective,
don't rule.
मैंने आपको कब
Hmm.
बोला,
such a
but
collective
मुझे याद
vibrational
नहीं है.
field of Marwadis. See, when you're born in a Marwadi family, you obviously are, you have all the plus side of the whatever Marwadis are, but you also have the minus side,
Yeah, yeah,
and that can really become your prison.
yeah. I don't
So
know,
if
Rakhi.
you are, if you,
And
if you enjoy any activity more than counting notes, then you are not liked in a Marwadi family, a typical Marwadi family.
I don't like
You
actually.
are
I
known as
used
a
to say कि
useless person, useless person.
we just show off like we are in a joint family, but we actually are not. We are not happy with those all this show off. The girls are really
Rakhi, what were we doing where I said that I don't feel the Saraswati presence? What were we doing? Were we doing tarot or we were doing, what were we doing? Because
I
I
was
felt
telling
I
about my
needed that.
family only, I think.
हाँ, that I felt कि Saraswati नहीं है.
Saraswati is missing, yes. You said.
Then the wisdom and the
Murthy.
discretion is not there. Vivek is not there. And Saraswati is not there, no? There is no understanding of what is the right way to make choices. Your choices are not proper.
सर बहुत
When
बड़े
Saraswati
बड़े
is not.
अत्याचार अन्याय होते हैं, but there is no one like my father-in-law, mother-in-law, they are not present to the situation, and we suffer a lot sometimes, and they also suffer sometimes because like we come out of that and we are not ready to do anything for them.
But जब तक wisdom नहीं आती है ना, we fight the same issues again and again and again. That same issue doesn't get resolved unless there is wisdom.
Actually,
Wisdom,
I am aware, but
मुझे तो लगता है
yeah,
just
आपको
enough.
माँ सरस्वती
Hmm.
invite करना चाहिए. I think this is what is most necessary for you, is to invite Ma Saraswati. Feel the resistance for her in your family vibrational field. Feel the resistance and invite her. There is a lot of resistance for her.
I agree with you, Shivu. That is exactly what
Yes.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
We have both Saraswati and Lakshmi in the house, and you know it that दोनों की पूजा होती है, and we feel very बहुत ही भाग्यशाली that Saraswati. Although we were also told some time back कि दोनों को इकट्ठे नहीं घर में रखना चाहिए, या लक्ष्मी या सरस्वती, but सरस्वती के बगैर हमारा काम हो नहीं सकता और लक्ष्मी को तो आना ही है.
मैं तो
और
कहूंगा
वो
दोनों का
कभी
साथ होना ही चाहिए.
हाँ, but
Exactly,
वो
exactly.
integration
हाँ,
Without
बस एक
Lakshmi,
चीज जरूर
you
है
will not
कि
have.
Lakshmi will not give you number 2 money. She will give you what you really deserve. जो
नहीं,
सरस्वती
इसके
के
अलावा without
पूजा के बाद
you will not have the social relationships without Lakshmi.
see people mistake a lot between who is Lakshmi and who's Kubera. Money is actually Kubera. It is not Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the flow of prosperity. It is the feeling of abundance. Like Kubera can give a lot of money, but what if you cannot enjoy? Lakshmi is more the social connections. Lakshmi is that appreciation, that community feel. So we pray to Lakshmi, but really we are like our understanding, and I think that is one of the reasons why India has been in comparative
Yeah,
poverty in
Lakshmi
the
also always prefers. Lakshmi will not allow you the accumulation. The accumulation of money happens with Kubera, not with Lakshmi. With Lakshmi, the money will come and go. You cannot imprison her.
So it is very important to bring Kubera into, like, if we want to create wealth, even for adding great value, then it is important to cultivate the Kubera dimension. And I think we Indians have we have over the years, we have mistook what Lakshmi and Kubera means.
No. Lakshmi is not. If Lakshmi could be interpreted as money, but basically Lakshmi is the lubricant of society.
Yes.
how the
Yes.
wheel of society keeps moving.
The mechanism, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mechanism. It's a lubrication mechanism.
Yeah. But we mistake, there is a lot
Yeah.
of misunderstanding. See, because I said this many years ago. My dream is कि जो करेंसी है ना उस पे हम कुबेरा डाल दे. इंडिया की करेंसी इतनी बढ़ जाएगी ना.
तो और एक बात बताऊं मैं ना, आजकल क्या है ना, आजकल मुझे लग रहा है कि इफ यू आर नॉट वाइज in handling money,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
money is lubricant, yes. When you have money in your hand, so instead of walking, you can take a auto. So things happen quick, right? If you have money in your hand. Imagine somebody doesn't have money. He has to walk, right? So same way, if you have money, you can go to the VIP line of Tirupati. Save your 20 hours. Lubricant. But when we don't have the Saraswati, the wisdom to deal with money, same money becomes a rust.
Yeah.
How? You have money, so you become arrogant, and you have gone and said something to someone. Now that person is after you. It has rusted. That is a Lakshmi. When the money
You
can often, because you have money, so now so many are attracted to you not because they love you, but because they want your money. So is the Lakshmi lubricant or is the Lakshmi the rust? She's a Lakshmi. Money is not always Lakshmi. Money can also be a Lakshmi. If the wisdom, the Saraswati is missing.
I want to share because it's being recorded.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mansi, just one
absolutely.
second about Lakshmi. Just a thought because that is good. I think what we consider in especially in a temple like Chotanikara, there's a temple in the south where we talk about how it's like in the morning. It is like we really have the same root of the Devi in the Lakshmi in the Saraswati form, because that is where wisdom, we talk about the wisdom for us too. And then we have she's draped and she is actually shown as Lakshmi subsequently for the grace. When we say grace, there is a Hindi word for it, Aishwaryam, we say, that is a Sanskrit word. Aishwaryam is blessing, flow of blessing in all direction. And then you have she then becomes the Bhadrakali, that is a protector from evil, the same Devi. So it's like I think all aspects are honored over there. So I just wanted to make this point. How so it's what you mentioned is right regarding Lakshmi.
Yeah. So I'm going to change because this is being recorded. I'm going to change some of the details, but I'm going to share something that left me shocked. There was a girl. Once I was doing a readings, and this girl comes in, and only like very not even a teen, right? And I am doing a reading, and this person comes, and I said, can you wait? I am doing a reading, and this girl tells me that this is being that my parent are the organizing this and they are the number one here. And I was thinking that what, I was like, okay, obviously the kids are extremely bright today, but this kind of arrogance, and I hope it is just part of growing up, but I was shocked. And I almost debated that, since I have had very good conversations, like, should I let these parents know? But they're not friends. And they're not like, it's just, but I was shocked. Like, this is with this level of arrogance. And this person asked me like 10 questions, like this child. And I was looking at all these questions and I was like, I was like, I was shocked. I was a little like, where is this arrogance coming from? And how is it going to play out? And what should I do about it? So this was playing on my mind. And I probably shouldn't go and tell, talk to the parents, because that's not a relationship. But I don't know if anyone had any suggestions for me. But yeah, what would you all have done? Just let it pass? And if something comes up with their parent in future to bring it up, what is a good suggestion? What would you all say?
Mansi, I mean, you're finding it so different. I mean, your reaction is coming from because you are in America. So probably there, parents are very consciously, teaching even children. They're brought up to respect the time and space of everybody else. But what you mentioned about arrogance is very common out here.
Kidding? Is that
Very
really
common out
everyone?
here.
No, I
Very
don't think
common.
so. I would be shocked actually.
Yeah, I
If
would.
this
Okay,
happened with me,
guys,
I would also be shocked.
we need some market research here, guys. Can you
Yeah,
please share what
here
because
it is very common. वो आके weight लगाना, मेरा weightage ये है. It's
बच्चा
understood.
बच्चा
It's understood. Yes, बच्चा भी करेगा. Bachcha gets to know right from the beginning that he is the child of very important household. He can have his way everywhere. It's a very common thing. Unless the parents are conscious, very few are there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me hear from other people. Dinesh, Kartika, Lalit, Poonam, Pooja, Abnaz. What do you all think?
So this is
Is this
this is a
really?
very Bhairavi kind of example.
Yeah,
This
I
is
was
what
like,
this is
I
the
was
ecosystem she is part of, and now how to deal with this kind of a
shocked.
interruption.
I have never in my 24 years experienced this. So I don't know if what is everyone else saying? Ruchita, what's your Ruchita, Rashi? Has this ever happened, or is this just a shocking behavior by someone? Lalit, Dinesh, anyone? Just want to know, because यहाँ पे really feel the need to know कि is this common?
Isn't this an entitlement attitude, which is very common here?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the
Yeah.
youngsters today, in today's time in India, are very proud if they come from a important or a weighted family, and they would want to show it off to everybody so that their presence is felt.
So
But
this is
yeah,
a
very
surprise.
shocking.
So this is not a shocking thing. This is like ये तो होता है. Okay, and I
Sort of.
appreciate that. Okay, okay. I saw someone's hand actually. Yes, Abnas.
So Mansi, this is slightly maybe different than what you face, but pretty much I think also the same. So yesterday we had a community Garba happening here, right? And we were the organizers, and somehow there was no electricity at the restaurant because there was some big shortage, power cut, which normally never happen.
Hmm?
And so at the end, when we sat to eat food, the food was left. So some of us ladies got food, our men didn't even get food. Now I was faced with one person on my left, one person bank opposite me, and one person diagonally opposite me. Now, apparently in Navratri, Gujaratis don't have food with kanda lasan. So one
Hmm.
of them noticed that kanda was there. So she threw a fit. Though she was organizer, but she threw a fit and she's like, I'm not eating this food. So she ate a couple of bites and she put her food off. Luckily, her husband could eat her food. The one
Hmm.
on my left, once this girl noticed that, oh, this one said there's kanda lasan, she said, okay, I will not eat the potato, I'll eat the paneer. And she finished the paneer. So I said, listen, does your husband also not eat kanda lasan? He said, no, only in the house we don't cook. When we are outside, he eats, I don't eat. I said, listen, give it to your husband, at least he can eat. So she said, ha, and she didn't really give it. And the one opposite me, she eats kanda lasan, but she had food
Of all three, she had dal, she had paneer and potato in her plate. She wasted it all. And suddenly, when we were at the fag and people were saying, let's order pizza, let's do something, because our men were all hungry and few women. And the lights came on. So I saw that lady's plate and I said, hey, you didn't even finish your food? And she's like, no, there is no puris. How do I eat food? I said, चावल है, चावल के साथ खा ले. Saying, कितना चावल खाऊं? चावल के साथ तो खा लिया, अभी ये नहीं खा सकती हूँ. I said, lukha khale, without anything, just eat it. Men have got no food today. And you're going to waste it? And she smiled and she's like, हाँ, khali khana kaise kha sakte hai karke. When I was talking to Marzu and when we were coming back, because he was listening to what I was doing, he fired the life out of me in the taxi. He's like, why the hell have you got to interfere? You finished your food. If we men didn't get food, why were you telling her? What is your authority to tell her? I said, but Marzu, I was feeling the pinch that you men didn't get food and they were three wasting the food. Like one husband ate, the other two was wasting. He said, do you know what kind of family they come from? Back in Ahmedabad, in just their normal house, they have 4 bathrooms, 4 toilets, 2 bathrooms. So they come from a very high society and they're new to Moscow, okay? Like 1.5 years old. They come from a very affluent family. You think they're going to just eat anything? I said, but that was no reason. But now that you're talking, I realize that these people maybe somehow in different ways show their power. Like maybe I come from a family who value resources, can't waste food. So for me, it was a very big thing. I was taking it ekdam dil se, feeling hurt. But for her to have wasted that food and others not getting food didn't even make sense, because maybe she comes from a family with her strata being so high that she showed her power. Like, so what if it's food? I can't eat without roti, or I mean without puri. I rather waste food than eat it up. And when new food came, she took new food. She didn't have that food. Why? Because it had already been so cold. So she had puri and potato again, but she didn't finish that food. So maybe they show it in different ways.
Okay.
And I think upbringing, like my child would never, when I was sharing this with the girls, they said, Mummy, leave the others. No, we don't do it. What is your problem? You were happy you didn't waste. No, I said, I too ate every boon of rice that I could see in my plate, because I really felt hurt for my boys because they were hungry.
Yeah. I hear it. I feel that. I feel that, Abnaz. Rashi, you wanted to say something? आपका हाथ देखा था मैंने.
Yeah, Mansi. I think if parents are conscious, even though they are from very affluent family, and sometimes parents have to tell in front of the child to the house help, a lot of times something which when kids are around and they hear it, they feel that yes, they are belonging to some other class, and these are people, house helps and all, they are the people of lower standard.
And yeah, and in this situation, I don't even think it was a very big thing, because everyone, like, it's just that one person is organizing and the organizing people also need people. So I didn't understand what that power play was actually, because like, what difference is it going to make? Like, yes, it is some organization, like, have full freedom, I'm not dependent on it, people there are not dependent on that. It's a organization. So I just got very it's not that they were more affluent than the rest of the public. It was nothing like that. It's just like you're taking more responsibilities, you're organizing something. And I just
It
felt
depends.
like,
I think upbringing makes a lot of difference, because a lot of
I,
parents
I
make
don't
sure.
I don't even know that if his parents were, even because she came,
Correct,
like, the
correct.
girl came by herself. So I don't even know if the parents are conscious that this is happening.
They might
But
not be knowing.
probably on some level they do. So I don't know if they know it, or but does this behavior shock you, Rashi?
They may have a certain pride. They may not exactly like it, but he is manifesting of he is manifesting the pride they may have. Though if you tell them, they may not like it. Getting me?
Yeah.
They
Like
may
it's
not want
normal, right?
such a raw and crude expression of that, but they may be, kind of feeling it subtly and subtle in a subtle way, and also feeding him in a subtle way.
Yeah.
That you are special because, sometimes
Yeah.
this is the insecurity of
Yeah.
parents. They
So
have to tell
I
their
have an example.
they have to tell
One
their
of
kids, you are
Mhm.
special because we are special.
Yeah. And I have a reverse example, which is Raga Shivo, and this family is community builders. They organize 1,000 people coming, Ram Sita Kalyanam. I mean, I am telling you, her
So
children, she
only
is number one in the
only
group.
that humility, only the humble people can be the community builder.
Like, कि,
They are the ecosystem builders.
they are ecosystem builders, and I remember, they had
And
called me as,
they break the ecosystem.
yeah.
This
So
is exactly what we are talking about, that what can cause the collapse of an ecosystem.
So
I
I
have
had
to
two
ask.
different experiences. I had two completely different experiences on 2 days, where in one experience, Raga had called me as one of the, she calls like Nav Durgas when she does her Navratri, Lalita Sahasranam and all. She had called me, and all the women were upstairs doing Lalita Sahasranam. The men were downstairs. She organizes groups of 1,000 people and more, which is a big number in San Marcos and in Southern California. And her husband, my husband is sitting in the car. He's come to take me up. They told me thrice in the puja that no, call your husband. I said, no, he is tired and all. He's traveled like half an hour it'll take 1 hour to go back. It's okay. That husband goes out and calls my husband. He didn't do that. He didn't need to do that. The kids are also, Mansi auntie, you are sitting, let me get some food for you. Right? Two different, like completely day night. Right? Like one is you feel that seva and humility, and the other you feel, and yeah, yes, Rashi. But I am in shock. Like,
So don't be
Yeah, I'll tell
surprised that,
you.
like you were saying, that the energy of the event was lesser this year. Don't be surprised
oh,
about that.
oh, oh. Okay, so it does have implications on the ecosystem then. Yes, Rashi.
Absolutely.
I would like to give you an instance wherein one of my colleague long back, we were talking one day.
You or not? Does this
Huh?
shock you or not? This incident, does it shock you?
No, it doesn't shock me.
Oh,
There are
Mansi,
various kind of people.
we have seen such things in our life here.
Yeah.
okay.
That's why. That's why.
So I'm adding
It's
to
not
that,
that
Mansi. This colleague of mine, he was we were discussing one day. तो ऐसी बात चल रही थी तो बच्चों को क्या पहनाना चाहिए करके. So he was like, my kids will always wear brand. What's the need if you are getting other stuff with same quality? No. If they'll wear the brand now, they will also aspire to get a brand in their life, and they will take a growth in that way. So very consciously he's feeding that kind of thing in kids, and it can happen in various ways. Other parents must be doing.
I think I'm more disappointed to hear that this was not a one-off. Like I was expecting you all to say कि Mansi ये one-off situation है.
sorry,
I mean,
Mansi. We have that as a reality of people, even educated people, if they come from a certain strata, if they're not conscious, they without consciously, they see the children get this thing. It's not about just politicians or something.
and this is
If
a
you're not
charitable
conscious,
organization.
it seeps. Like how Rashi said, the simple thing. His thinking is very great, when he's stated. It's a statement, but that seeps into the child in another way.
And to think that it was a charitable organization, so that is even more irony. कि पापा ये कैसी चैरिटी है ना, कि आप चैरिटी करके अपने आप को ही सुपीरियर समझ रहे हो, पता नहीं. Anyway, yes,
Even that,
Mansi, here I want to
even that,
add.
even that is a, even that is a big arrogance that I do charity.
superior, like I am doing bhala. अरे पापा, you're doing your own bhala.
अभी जो राष्ट्री ने बोला, I want to add a real life situation that happened to me in my family. Okay, there was this child who was crazy after Spider-Man. I think it was his 10th or 13th birthday, and I had got him a normal watch which was not branded, okay, and which had Spider-Man dial. I think it was Titan का या Titan का एक कुछ loops या कुछ का brand था, something not very fancy, okay. And I gifted it to this child. And over a period of maybe couple of weeks or whatever, I noticed this child had stopped wearing it when I met him next time. So I asked him, I said, how come you're not wearing that watch? And he so innocently told me, you know what, auntie? My daddy made me give it off to one beggar at a signal. And I'm like, what? Yeah, so the beggar was begging, and my daddy told me that you give this away because the similar thing about the brand. It's not a very nice watch that you've got, so you should. I'll give you a better watch instead of this watch. So I gave it off to the beggar, and my heart bled. And I said, I'm so happy for the child who got it because I gave it. And my husband had told me then, huh, don't give this because it will look very like because he was so into Spider-Man at that time, I gave it to him. He said it looks very not like pretty cheap and not so great. I said, who cares at 10 and 13? I don't remember how old the child was at that time. Now he's 24 years old. So I said, for him to get a Spider-Man watch will be like, wow, this is what I got on my birthday. Do you really think he cares? And they were only Tom Flinger or whatever it's called. I don't even know the damn brand. They were only those kind of high-handed things. They were go in a BMW and things like that. But for me, it was like a bacha hai. For him, Spider-Man is what's going to be important. That's it. But when he said that to me, I was like, wow. Henceforth, I'm not giving this child anything. And I said, how mean can I be? But yeah, I really limited myself to gifting them to this family.
I mean, first of all, if I were the mother, I would have been so happy that someone is actually thinking about my child. Someone has taken the time to understand whether what are my child's preferences. That in itself means so much to me. And yeah, I'm just like, and that Bhairavi would have come out in me ki, yaar, ye kya hai? I am, oh, so
So sometimes,
Yeah,
Mansi,
Mansi,
when you see
evocation,
such thing, you want to react, but
yeah,
take
yeah.
away time.
टेक अवे क्या लेके जा रहे हो, फियर को छोड़ो और क्या लेके जा रहे हो आप, लिखो. Let's see, what do I write, what have I learned. So unanimous thing is that I need not open my mouth and talk to his parents, right, about this. Just, yeah, mouth shut. Okay. No Mars energy. Just keep it to yourself as an observation for future. Impulsiveness. Shiva, I have a question. So let's say that I developed more of a warrior attitude after Ishan was born and I had to fight a lot of battles. So, uh, or maybe even earlier on when I felt that I had to defend. So, what would I do? I would go to the origin story of that. So, what identity was I trying to protect, Shiva? So, if I heard someone say about my, especially about my dad behind his back, so what is the identity I'm trying to protect? Because you said that anger comes from identity or impulsiveness comes from identity. Oh, Shivu has dropped out. Thank you, Lata. We discussed something about patience also, right, today? Yeah, so you've written it. Yes, Shivu was saying. Thank you, Dinesh, Aparna. Any more takeaways before we go? I think Shivu, I don't know if his battery died or something. Abnaz, Rajat, I know Rajat, it's so late for you. Anjuji, both the Anjujis, if you want to share something. Lalit, Neelamji, Poonam Verma, Rajesh, Rakhi, Rashi, Ruchita, Shobha, and we'll go into invocation. Yeah. Okay. I think Shivo might have lost his battery or light or electricity, something of that sort. I want to give him a call and then we'll start, okay? Shivu here. Okay. So let us go into invocation. By the way, tomorrow is the most difficult Mahavidya. We are now coming to the final phases. Tomorrow is Rahu. It's the most difficult Mahavidya. It is Mahadhumavati, and it is Rahu is, Shiv always says that how you live your life depends on how you handle Rahu in your life. So tomorrow's session is very important. After that, after Rahu, we will have Jupiter, which is also the day of our Jupiter's birthday, Durgashtami and Shiva's birthday. And Jupiter is the day where just blessings, blessings, blessings are showering. Okay. It is the day of Mahagauri, who wants to give you blessings so you can expand. And finally, we will have the energy of Shani, which is all about the tapa needed to be successful, to get siddhis and to be successful in life. So that's the coming lineup. So we'll start invocation. Does everyone know? Can everyone write what they're going to observe today? It could be a fear, it could be competition in life. Oh, Shivu, you're back. Okay. Hi, Shivu.
ये सॉरी, मैं ये कह रहा था आज काफी हवा चल रही ना, पानी और वो, इट्स वेरी कोल्ड विंड, सो आई एम नॉट एबल टू, and inside the network is not good.
Yeah. So everyone quickly, Shivu's also here. Can you all write down what you're going to observe with Ma Bhairavi? शिव ये राग भैरवी सुन के एक दिन करना चाहिए ना? Maybe
भैरवी का मतलब है मद मस्त ना, मस्त एकदम जो है. So it's an energy of someone who has a certain purpose maybe, or who is in bliss. जैसे आनंद भैरव है, तो आनंद भैरव is the one who is, he is totally engrossed in the bliss. काल भैरव is the one who is totally engrossed in time.
तो शिव
है ना?
भैरवी में ऐसा भी होता है कि जो आपको जो
मतलब
जैसे
you'll nothing else, only that is your truth, बस. You will forget everything else. I think that is Bhairavi. I think the Bhairavi is intensity.
yeah, it is. And when I hear Bhairavi, I feel both. I also feel sometimes that after you have fought a battle and then you have come back into your camp, right? When you are in the battlefield, you're only thinking you're purposeful, right? This is the purpose. I have to go accomplish this. But when you come back to your camp, you realize that some people have not made it, right? There is that deep sadness of emotion, and yet tomorrow is another day. So when you are sitting by the fire, like I always get this visual of warriors sitting by the fire, and there is so much emotion. There is this need for relaxation. There is, you're looking at your sorrows, looking at, okay, what is my purpose? Like tomorrow I still have to go. But शिव मुझे ये फीलिंग आती है भैरवी सुन के.
Wonderful, wonderful explanation. So this is a variety of emotions, and yet you cannot lose your purpose. It doesn't matter what your emotion is, but your purpose has to be supreme.
Hi Anand. And especially for people who are in Bombay,
Exactly.
Pune, who can make it to Shivo's birthday, I, Durgashtami is so much the essence of who Shivo is. Shivo is also a Brahma kind of soul where there is continuous creation happening. And I think every birthday he gets reborn. There is a new creation of him. So if you can be in that space, you know, if you can in any way make it to that space, I know it's far off. I know that it's a working day. I know Durgashtami is a busy day. I understand all that. But if you can make that, I urge everyone here, and I will write about that also, but make that, make that tirth and receive his blessings.
And it is also raining. That could be another reason, excuse. But just make it.
But like when you go for a tirth, no, they say कि जितना तप करोगे उतना ज़्यादा है ना सिद्धि मिलेगी. तो that is also true. So yes, so let's see. So Rajat has shared, okay, he wants to observe. First of all, Rajat, what time is it?
It's 3 o'clock, 3:11.
Oh, शिवो ये देखो तप.
ये
Yes,
तप ही हो ये तप ही हो रहा है सही में ये तप ही हो रहा है
और भी चीजों में हो रहा है ना ये तो
and his commitment.
comparatively, yeah.
और अभी आज I am coming from a satsang of Ma Durga, Ma Kali. So I'm coming from a satsang from their energy as well. So I'm going there every day for the satsang as well.
ठीक है, you are observing slowness, delays, obstacles, anger. Rashi is like, I want to observe my Saturday and Sunday. These days, I just don't care about the opportunity to complete certain tasks. Okay? Rashi, okay. Dinesh, you want to take up the feeling of fear. Absolutely. This is the day. Okay? Guys, this is the day. No matter what you do, take up your fears. Okay? I want to observe my stuckness and nerve system. Okay?
मानसी आज आपने जो का जो एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया ना
क्या?
मेरे को बस सुन के मजा आ गया वही कि वॉरियर बाय द फायर
शिवो,
that was
ये
kind of
आप प्लीज
emotion
किसी और के
came to
सामने मत
me,
बोलना.
really.
उनको लगेगा इसको म्यूजिक का स नहीं पता है और हीरोइन बता रही है उनके
No,
बारे में.
you are saying कि वो इमोशन अवेकन होता है वही भैरवी है एक्चुअली भैरवी वही है कि सब तरह के इमोशंस हो रहे हैं फ्लो बट शी कांट लेट गो ऑफ द पर्पस
शिवो
नहीं
हमें
मैं रात की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ
हाँ
मैं माँ
हाँ.
भैरवी की बात कर रहा हूँ माँ भैरवी की बात कर रहा हूँ
अच्छा,
वो
पर
वास्तव में
मुझे वो राग में भी वही फील होता है शिवो. मुझे वो भैरवी राग में वही फील होता है, वही पिक्चर आता है मुझे. यानी शायद हमेशा पिक्चर नहीं आया, बट मैं इतना सुनती नहीं हूँ, बट जिस दिन सुना मुझे ये पिक्चर आया. Okay, Lata. ठीक है. So let us go into synthesis. I will start by Pranam Rupali. I will start by connecting with everyone. So if you can turn your cameras on, please do. Okay.
Mansi, please take Sheetal's name also because in AD she had asked us to keep her in the space because she's traveling today to Belgaum and then to Arohi.
So I will take both their names, okay? Ananya is also traveling, right? So thank you for reminding.
Yeah.
I will take both their names, Sheetal and Ananya.
And
Pranam.
I couldn't write because I'm busy baking a brownie because I'm going for Golu tomorrow. But I would like to, while the synthesis is on, I would like to offer Marzu's fear because his cunning colleague from India is coming this week to Moscow. And he's really dreading this period, the coming week. Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. Pranam Rupali. So let us connect. Connect to Shivo, Mansi, Sheetal and Ananya. Abnaz, Rajat, Lata, Anand, Anju Agrawal, Anju Bharadwaj, Aparna, Dinesh, Jyoti, Lalit, Neelam, Pooja Sopti, Poonam Verma, Rajesh, Rakhi, Rashi, Ruchita, Rupali, Shobhaji. Connect to the space of this session. Connect to it vibrationally. Become aware that we are all in this space. Ma Bhairavi has been dancing in this space. Oh, Ma Bhairavi, you are Abhaya, the Vidya, the Mahavidya that transcends fear. Please reveal yourself to us. Ma Bhairavi, in the storm of emotions, you still know your purpose. Our purpose is bigger than our emotion. Please teach us that. Ma Bhairavi, take us today to the origin of our fear, our anger, our impulsiveness. We receive this Mahavidya, centering our bodies. Are you feeling the vibrations? Is there a temperature change? Is there a density change in that space around you, in you? And we will also connect to our horoscope, which has Mars. And whether you know where it is, we'll ask Ma Bhairavi to please come into this Mars. To come into our blood. The mechanisms of our body invite this Vidya. Let's go into what are we afraid of? Go to that incident where you feel fear. Or maybe it's an imagined fear, then face that fear. What happens when you're face to face with that right now? Whether it be snakes, spiders, your old age, and feel that in your body. What makes you very, very angry? Can you go into incidences that really make you angry? Is the reason you got angry, that reason, is it repeated with other people and in other ecosystems? The storm of emotions overwhelm you and you lose your purpose. Feel that storm in your body. Ma Bhairavi is here and she will come. What are your triggers? In the situations where there are always conflicts, relationships, ecosystems, or two different ecosystems have come together, two families, two organizations, and there is conflict. Each is trying to maintain the identity. Observe that. If you have any role models for courage, for strength, for fighting against all odds, for being very purposeful, they are in this field and you are connected to them. Remember them again and share what you appreciate about them. I'm feeling a connection right now to Ma Bhavani and Shivaji. What are your connections? Appreciate them, touch their feet. Can you feel them in this space? And see, where are they? Are they spread all over? Are they far? Are they near? Observe them in space. You may feel their intensity. Plug yourself in. I'm even feeling all the extremes of Mother Nature. The lightnings, the volcanoes, the thunder, tsunamis. The movement of the tectonic plates that created Himalayas. Those wild primordial forces. We are observing this powering up. When you're ready, let's go into Shavasana. Okay. So please go into Shavasana. I will close the session now.